Screen recording to communicate some key numbers around Pearson at the end of TP1 and past the census date of TP1. Key thing to note is 452 enrolments in all the Pearson programs, which is good growth compared to the end of TP6 last year, where we'd seen a decline just towards the end of last year. So starting the year well is good, but it's a seasonal effect. New year, new me, let's get on with learning, etc. So people start strong, and we would expect that that rate of growth to not be there as we go forward. As we move into 2017, we're going to reach the anniversary year of the MBA and also the third anniversary year of the Masters in Finance and I think Financial Planning. That's going to mean we're going to have to start applying commercial criteria as agreed, where we want to see 80 students per course per teaching period. That will be a struggle for every program other than the MBA. So one of the things that later this year is the commercial criteria we put in place at the start of this deal will start to impact. The other things we're seeing around the overall numbers are, here you can see 40%. That's 40% of students not studying in any one time, and that compares to 18% for equivalent on-campus programs. That's a worry. That obviously speaks to velocity of revenue generation. It's something I'm continually pushing Pearson on, and I think further to conversations recently, they're now prepared to work on the operational model, if you like, and making sure that's effective and efficient. It's something that they haven't been prepared to work on too much before, because I think the focus was on acquisition as opposed to that operational excellence piece. Other key things to bring forward are generally across the programs we're seeing levels of acquisition of new students that are about what we've seen before, so there's no dynamics showing growth in the market there. We will see growth in enrollments because of the carousel effect, but it'll also be important to see how that flips and changes as students complete their studies. More and more students complete their full MBA. The other key thing we're seeing is high rates of drop rates between start and census date. 23% overall at 2017, and you can see it was 27% in 2015 and 19% in 2016. So this is students being enrolled at the start and then leaving by census. And you can see that compares very unfavorably to what we do on campus, where the figures are much lower. Again, this points to operational excellence and something we're working with Pearson on. Other key figures to note are that we have seen the graduate certificate. We've been starting to monitor that, how many students complete their graduate certificate. Overall, we're seeing here a figure of about 34% of students overall complete their graduate certificate of all the ones that start a graduate certificate. So that's quite low, actually, when you compare that to on campus, where we're seeing figures around the 56 to 60 odd % completing their graduate certificate. But we're seeing 70% of those who complete go on to do their masters, whereas for our on-campus equivalent programs we see about 60%. So if they do make it to the end on the online, they want to continue, but fewer than about a third of them only make it to the end. All of this points to velocity of study, operational excellence, how we think about that student journey, and this is a big drive, I think, for this year, particularly because we're not going to see the development of new programs anytime soon within the Pearson Alliance. The final thing that points to this operational excellence piece is we've seen the articulation times creep up. So this is saying how long does it take a student to get 4 courses. Now last year when we originally did this, it was about 4.8 actually, and we've seen it creep up to 5.5 for the grad cert and business administration, and 5 or 5.5 for the other programs. So one of the things we've got to do going forward is think about operational excellence, and we've got to think about, given the overall numbers we're starting to see in courses and those starting to track it fairly, not say static, but levels that aren't varying a great deal from one teaching period to the next. We've got to think about operational efficiencies and from our academic side in terms of delivering those courses as well. If you've got any questions, don't hesitate to come back to me.